Welcome back. A mother-daughter duo is paving the way for others. From designer jeans to the early childhood movement, Liz and Roxanne Romanek are all about inclusivity, opportunity, respect, and kindness. I'll introduce you to these two women on a mission in this week's Someone You Should Know.
I got a job with BCEP, it's Bismarck Early Childhood Education Program. I got a call yesterday afternoon. I'm super excited to be finally in the field of early childhood field, and that made my whole day.
Liz Romanek's news was just as exciting for her mom, Roxanne.
If you had asked me 23 years ago, we'd be sitting here and Liz would be talking about going to work at BCEP, I would be like so incredibly thrilled at that point.
It was momentous in numerous ways because Roxanne worked at BCEP, which is the Bismarck Early Childhood Education Program, for 15 years herself. She worked in special education for a number of years and spent a lot of time advocating for those with special needs. So 23 years ago, when she got the news in her prenatal diagnosis that her daughter would be born with Down syndrome, she was prepared.
And she did end up having quite a few health complications that first year. So it was good to emotionally be ready.
And having worked in the field of special education, she was also ready to help her girl take on the world.
I mean, one of the things we did with her birth announcement is tell everybody that she had Down syndrome. It was much a part of her as the cute little wisp on the top of her head. And so we always grew up with a lot of transparency around Down syndrome.
When Liz was 4 years old, Roxanne decided to get involved in Designer Jeans, which is a support group for children with Down syndrome and their families. Roxanne, Liz, and their family have surrounded themselves with positivity, and they exude the same. And they inspire one another as well, mixed in with a little bit of humor. How does Elizabeth inspire you?
Oh boy.
To do what you do?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today if it wasn't, I think, for being her mom. So I consider it a huge blessing.
But life has changed drastically since Liz graduated from college, got her own apartment, and now a job.
And now we don't have a team, and I'm like, what? What are we gonna do?
But Roxanne tries her best to loosen the mom reins.
I try really hard to not, poke her about something like, hey, do you remember you have this appointment today? I work really hard at it. But I'm not always very successful, am I?
I call her the bulldozer. Because every time I call her that, because she always cleans my room and picks up clothes for a year.
While the laughs continue and Liz and Roxanne work to pave the way and advocate for others, there is one very important message they have to share.
Just be you. Don't it's not your perfections or imperfections. It's just showing who we are, and our disabilities won't affect it, because that cannot define who we are. And God is the main topic here, kind of. He just wants the best out of us.
Liz and Roxanne Romanek are two people you should know. And the 19th Annual Designer Jeans Walk for Down Syndrome 2022 is right around the corner on September 24th. We'll have that information for you at kxnet.com. And I have to say, I texted her and I said, Roxanne, I said, what should I give you guys for titles? And Roxanne said for her, momager. Just like a manager. Momager.
Yeah. I like that.
And for Liz, she said director of dreams, because she's all about dreams and achieving your dreams, which she did, and just a big congratulations to her.
Amazing duo.
It is. They are amazing people. And giving them some pretty decent weather this weekend, Amber.
Yeah, we've got